Alright, I just want to get this done really quickly. Well, today I had a snow day, so that definitely helped, and I'm so friggin' tired right now, so, but I'm not going to complain about that because, as I said, because I've been falling up behind, and because obviously Season 9 is around the corner, because I assume it's probably going to start sometime next month, and it's supposedly the last season of the show, and I'm only a little halfway through Season 5, so I'm going to try my best to try to plow through the rest of the season, and hopefully get to the later seasons, where hopefully I can catch up. But given how my schedule's been working out when I'm doing these recordings, obviously that's not going to happen, but as I said, I'm going to do my best to try to plow through this as fast as I can. So, let's just jump right into Made in Manehatten, or MIM. MIM. So this episode starts out in Twilight's library, where Twilight is organizing books as she's being bored. Also another thing, that's really cute. However, when I'm bored, I usually use something like this, like something like that. Definitely the mood of being bored.
I'm bored. What you reading? I've read all these books already. And I'm bored. I want to do something. Things have been so slow around here.
Yeah, but before we continue into the diatribe of how Twilight is bored, which can pretty much relate to the audience, and it's when they usually don't have anything to do, Rarity calls her in to basically discover that both Applejack and Rarity have been called through the map.
You've been summoned. I wonder where the map was. Is it? Twilight?
Yeah, it turns out that the map only calls Rarity and Applejack. Alright, first and foremost, the map is back, even though it's been, like, what? Like, how long has it been since the map last called somebody? It's been, like, what? Like, 7, 8 episodes since the map last called them? Barely than never. Like, what was the map doing? Just, like, having its own, like, party in the meantime? Secondly, this is the 3rd episode in a row where Rarity is the central focus. Not that I'm complaining about that, but considering how Rarity hasn't exactly had a lot of character-focused episodes, well, it's kind of welcome. Also another Rarity Applejack episode. So after fast-forwarding to the intro, Twilight is, well, deep down inside disappointed the fact that she's not called to the map, but Rarity and Applejack are. And the map shows them where exactly they're going.
Manehatten! They've been called to Manehatten! Oh, I've simply been dying to go back for a visit. And now, I'm determined with purpose. It looks like you've been summoned to this particular neighborhood here. We're up to all the fence. You're probably one of the biggest and most vibrant cities in all of Hasbro.
And also the city that definitely knows how to get traffic, and people know how to argue with each other. A lot.
It's really exciting.
Seems a hair out, don't it? Matt calling me to a big city like Manehatten.
You may be more of a country pony at heart, Applejack, but the map picked you two because you're the best ponies to tackle this particular mission.
Whatever it may be. Also, even though I live in a town where I'm near New York City and I've been to it over the summer, I'm just like, I don't know, I guess just anything that anybody just finds is a big deal, I guess just doesn't really impress me a lot. And, I mean, in some cases it does impress me, but I just show it in a different way.
But how will we even know what our mission's supposed to be? That neighborhood probably has twice as many ponies as all of Ponyville.
Considering it's not near the buildings and it's probably leaning towards a park, I highly doubt that it's a heavily populated area.
More than 3 times. Why, it's not only home to the hay packing district, it's with Manehatten on our last visit.
Which was, like, what, 2 seasons ago?
It's such an exciting city. And there's so much I'd like to do there. So many museums and historical landmarks to visit. Not to mention all the libraries.
Basically, the thing is that would bore the kid to tears.
But this is your mission. Don't worry about me. I've got plenty of books to keep me busy. I just remembered something. The Sisterhood Social.
We'll have to miss it. No telling how long we'll be in Manhattan. I sure hope Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle aren't too upset.
About an hour. About a half an hour, give or take. So Rarity and Applejack travel back to the wonderful city of Manehatten as we continue to look through the great city where Applejack isn't really impressed, but Rarity is enjoying it.
Daddy, are you alright?
Ponies move so fast here. Not at all like back home.
Then again, and you obviously haven't been to Manhattan since you were a filly, and you were basically with a snootish aunt and uncle who you haven't seen in God knows when. By the way, it makes you wonder where exactly happened to those two. I like how the pony on the left is just like, oh my god, get this person away from me. As I said, this episode really does a good job of showing off how Manhattan is. Because as soon as the traffic light goes and you get the sign to go, you have to go immediately. Like, it's either you take the street and go into the crowd while you can, or get risk of being hit by a car. So after Applejack goes through a hilarious Frogger moment, they make it across the street.
How am I supposed to help solve a...
Yeah, I think this is the one. No. Excuse me? That's high class for me. Not to mention it's far too large and will undoubtedly obstruct your vision.
Hey, nice job, Rarity, of interrupting a business and surprising the owner doesn't try to sue you. Yeah, which she doesn't.
Well, we should have been meeting a friend. Last in a new hat, and then their friendship could have been ruined forever. It's possible.
Did your cutie mark glow signifying a job well done?
Burn. You really got to admit, whenever Rarity and Applejack are together, you know that Applejack always comes up with the sickest burns and to counter Rarity's logic and things.
I call it gifted. Yes, and is that still what the verse?
You heard it. You just lost me a paying customer.
I'm so sorry. I never meant to... Please accept my sincerest apologies for the misunderstanding.
As I said, it makes you wonder why the owner doesn't try to sue her. But then again, lawyers probably don't exist in Equestria, so what am I to judge?
Right, Applejack. Search continues.
So, the thing that kind of bugs me about this episode is that while there are a couple of hints and nods to this episode, which, by the way, going on to the next scene, Rarity has the Charlie Brown booth, but it looks like more of a trying to hook up booth, but what am I supposed to know? It honestly doesn't go anywhere, and it's honestly just padding, and while it is a good thing for exploring, in terms of plot, it is so boring.
Oh, try not to worry, Applejack. The map is there for a reason. So how am I supposed to uncover that if I have the clue? Can't possibly approach every single pony in town until we
But
find
thank God, as soon as I answer that, something basically comes up.
Please help us restore our long-lost but beloved tradition, the Midsummer Theater Revival. With a guest performance by local theater troops and method mayors, as well as games, food, and much, much more. This event promises to bring our Brooklyn neighbors together as we restore our sense of community. There's so much to do, we need your help. Oh. Darling, this is it! The contact on the flyer is Coco Pamel!
Coco Pamel, who we haven't seen since the season. She's basically involved with the whole thing. And yeah, for about almost 7.5 minutes in, the plot finally decides to get rolling.
Alright. She's the one who got a job making costumes for that designer friend of yours.
And also ditching Theory Pamel. Kind of makes you wonder what happened to her. But then again, who am I to know?
Don't you see? This must be why the map called us here. Oh, if you were so worried.
So it's not really a friendship problem, more of a helping rebuilding community problem. But then again, community does have a bond with friends, and if it's a small community, they could be really close friends. So I guess it counts,
Well,
but...
I suppose it's at least worth looking into. That is, you never get off the street corner.
And they do get off the street corner.
My dear friends are in need of help. It's no coincidence, darling. It's fate.
This midsummer theater revival, what is it exactly?
An outdoor play held at the community park. Many moons ago, local theater troops would perform, and ponies in the neighborhood would help make the costumes and design set pieces, prepare food to share during the performance.
Y'all do look like you're enjoying each other's company.
Kind of reminds me of Ponyville. It sounds lovely, darling. It was, up until several moons ago.
What happened?
That's Charity Kindheart. She was a well-known costume designer on Bridleway. She started the Midsummer Theater Revival as a way to share her passion for theater with the neighborhood. No matter how busy she was, she always made time for the revival.
Alright, first off, young Coco is pretty cute. Secondly, it's really nice to go into the deep dive of basically trying to build a community around a passion for obviously plays, dancers, or singing. And it's also disappointing to know how people don't have a lot of that passion going through years later to the point where it starts getting run down.
But when she moved away from closer to her grandfillies, the neighborhood lost the special tradition she had started. And worse, the sense of community it fostered.
Hey, I'm trusting you!
I get it.
No pony else stepped up to take over for Charity?
I've been trying to, but I've just gotten a last-minute request to alter costumes for the cast of My Fair Filly, and I'm afraid I haven't made much progress.
Wow. I'm not saying it is like a bad thing or anything, but it's just that the parallels that this episode is showing with my college's dance team right now is staggering right now. Oh. Like, honestly, I mean, the people that have lost the passion for dance, somebody on my team is trying to revigorating it, but as of recently, like, 2 or 3 people quit the team, and now there's like 6 of us. It is really, I'm just, wow.
There's just so much to do to bring back the Midsummer Revival, and my flyers haven't attracted a single volunteer.
Here. Definitely a...
Say no more.
So the next morning, Rarity and Applejack decide to help out Coco, and the next morning they basically go to try to get attention, but...
Good time right now. What am I saying? It's never a good time.
Well, what do you think?
I got my own problems. You think I got hours to dedicate to somebody else's?
As I said, parallels for my personal life right now. Oh.
Ah, yes. Charity's Midsummer Theater Revival. Such wonderful memories.
So you'll help us?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I run a very important oaten hay import-export business, but I can't spare even a moment for such things.
Highly doubt that, you liar.
This is a nightmare.
No kidding. So of course, because they are unable to get the volunteers to obviously help out, they decide to do the work themselves, and they discover that basically the theater's become less of a theater and more of a jungle and ruins that have been abandoned for over 1,000 years.
Oh dear, you're right. Are you sure you can manage this by yourself?
Well, there's a lot to do. But Rarity's right. The map wouldn't have called us here if we weren't up for the challenge. You two go on and take care of the costumes. I'll see you at the dressing room.
which kind of makes you wonder if they're going to have a dress rehearsal, how exactly did they even get anybody to volunteer? Like, really, like, trying to get people to volunteer and trying to work out their schedule, and yet they're being unreasonable about it, is the equivalent of pulling teeth out. So, of course, first montage time, Applejack tries to get some of the job done, but she ends up shredding her hat first off, and things begin to fall apart. Literally.
Bad, but I'm moving as fast as I can.
Hey, the relation of how stress works when you're working.
Don't worry, we've still got plenty of time. Everything's going to be...
Excuse me. Is this where the Midsummer Theater revival is supposed to be?
Oh, holy shit, they actually managed to get a few people.
we're here for the dress rehearsal. Oh, yes. We've just put the finishing touches on the costumes.
At least those look professional.
We'll do a dry run of the play first, and then the fitting.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, wait, no.
And just like that, the stage falls apart. Yeah, word to the wise, if you're going to try to do a dress rehearsal on the stage that looked like a beat-down car that could, like, basically fall apart at any second, don't try stepping on it. So, of course, the stage falls apart, and things pretty much go from bad to worse, as I assume that the actors decide to leave, and we're basically at the point of the episode where the cast just decides to give up.
I just wanted to live up to Charity's example, to bring my neighborhood together again. The party's still a mess. We haven't even thought about what refreshments to serve during the performance, and even if we had, they don't have a stage for the method mayors to perform on. It's hopeless. Just hopeless. I don't understand. The map summoned us here to solve a friendship problem. It clearly found it. But why did it send the two of us? Why not Twilight? I'm sure she could have used her magic to transform this park in an instant.
If they'd be doing that, if she did that, everybody would be wondering, what the hell is this? Why are we here? Let's just get out of here. I know that sounds harsh, but sadly, that's the truth.
I've been thinking the same thing. I mean, I can at least see why you're here. Coco's your friend, and you have an eye for costumes and all. Me? I was never going to be able to finish a project this big.
Well, trying to publish those failures. Why must it be Applejack? Why? Why? Why?
Now, hold on there. I'm not suggesting we pack up and go home.
Because if you did, that kind of makes you wonder, what exactly if they don't solve the friendship problem and will return to Ponyville? Oh. Like, does the map just send them back? That honestly should be something that needs to be explored.
And what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we stop worrying about what we can't do and start doing what we can. I think I've got a plan. It won't be anything big or fancy, but it'll be something. And something's gotta be better than nothing, right?
I suppose so.
It's pretty much the equivalent of what the 2006 Biker Mice from Mars say. A lame ride is better than no ride.
That's the spirit. Sort of.
So Applejack puts her plan into action as the play is put on.
I'm here about the open design position. I brought some samples of my work. I'm sorry I'm late. I have the hardest time finding my way here. I just moved here, but I keep getting mixed up by the street name. I had a map, but I dropped it in a tunnel, which only made the street name harder to read.
I see.
What is that?
Oh, so that looks like some kind of play.
Oh, no, I sing. Watch it, please. Please, please.
Oh, all right. I suppose we'll stay for a minute.
Excuse me, but your next appointment is here. All right, send him in. I'm sorry, but based on these samples, I just don't think this is the place for you.
Overdramatic. But in a good way. So yeah, so as gradually the play goes on, they gradually eventually get more people to sit and watch. And more people become invested in it.
There's just so much to do, and I still have a few last-minute alterations to make before opening night. I'm sorry I couldn't get enough tickets for every parody in the neighborhood. I hope Miss the Sandbox wasn't too disappointed. No Trotter on the Roof
I can't really do anything about that. You're so proud of you. We're going to express.
Thank you. You all made me feel so welcome here and have become like family to me. I just wish I could share this experience with you and the others.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's the Mr. Bear revival. The method bears up before me.
The revival. Yeah. My mom used to say that.
So nice of you to put on the plate a little.
I couldn't have done it without everybody's help. I know it's not right away, but...
Oh, you're such perfect still.
It basically also makes you wonder who wrote the script. But it seems that the community's become invested and sees the play, and everybody gives a round of applause, and they're all basically... And Coco makes a speech.
The Midsummer Theater Revival is probably something that meant so much to me, and it seems it means quite a lot to all of you as well. I really can't take all the credit, though. My dear friends Rarity and Applejack helped me ever so much. Just a few costumes.
Oh, shucks. I just happened to be good with a hammer and all. To be honest, we had much bigger plans to start. When those fell through, we decided to simplify. This year was the result.
Oh, don't be so modest. Coco and I were lost. You bet your bootsy were.
So yeah, it seems everything all went well. Oh, the community's basically not just a bunch of jerks, and they cleared the mission, and...
No, by the last call you hear.
And Rarity ends up buying Applejack a new hat.
Why I used magic to fix the part, it wouldn't have fixed the real problem. Which is that these Manehatten ponies didn't think they had time to do something for their community. But by building that stage and making sure the play went on, you showed them that just by doing something small, you can make a big difference.
Well, I'll be.
You have more in common with the Manehatten ponies than you thought.
And also, this episode points out how people, like, even when you try to do something like that, it goes to show that people say they don't have time, but when they actually do.
But all the same, I'd sure like to head back to Ponyville on the next train. I want to check in with Appleton to find out how the Sisterhood social turned out.
Absolutely, my dear. Just as soon as I stopped that pony in the shop when they were purchasing that dreadfully hideous gun. You're making a terrible mistake!
He won't learn. Also, what happens to Apple Bloom during the Sisterhood social? Well, find out next episode. But anyways, that was Maine and Manehatten, and I don't know what to say with this episode. I mean, it's not bad by any stretch of the means. I mean, honestly, it does really have a good moral thing. By doing something small, you can eventually bring in a larger community and basically bring them back together for something you used to love long ago. I don't know, there's just something about this episode that just kind of feels mundane about it. And I guess it just also doesn't help that, like, the first half of the episode is so honestly boring, and it's just like padding. And honestly, I feel like even by then, when the plot does start to kick in, it doesn't, and honestly just kind of fades away, and then it just picks back up for like the last third. Again, it's not bad by any means, but there's just a part of me that just finds the episode, even though it's good, just kind of boring, and it feels honestly a little slow. But as I said, it does have a great moral, but sadly the thing is that even when you do put in a passion project, sadly people are too lazy to even care. And it just ends up falling through again, no matter how hard you try. As harsh as that is, it's sadly the truth. So, well, and the interaction between Rarity and Applejack does work. It was nice to see Coco again. It does a lot more world building with Manehatten, so there are positives to balance out the negatives, but it's just kind of a medium gray area where, honestly, the episode Manehatten, honestly, it just feels like it's a B-. Again, there are a lot of positives in this episode, but there's just a part of me that just thinks that like 2/3 of the episode is just boring. But as I said, a little boring for my taste, but I'm not going to deny that it is a relatively good episode. But yeah, as a whole, it's a B-. Alright, another one bites the dust, and next time I will see you guys in Brotherhood Social. Judging by the title alone, it's going to make me a lot to think about, so I will see you guys next time.